Hey guys, Mr. Decker here. This is Unit 2, Lesson 19, Linking Pages. Our computer science standards covered in this lesson, there's a lot of them. You can always reference them back here in the video, or you can reference them in your own time by going to this assignment in this module in Canvas. All right. So, the essential question for this lesson, how can we combine several different web pages into one website? Well, we're going to learn how to do that, and you'll be able to come back to this page and answer that question using 2 to 3 sentences. Don't forget to do that. And that's kind of cool. I've got a new little toolbar down here for recording my videos. Anyway, let's take a look at this hyperlink sheet here. Hyperlinks can connect hyperlinks can connect to local web pages or external web pages. To add navigation to your website, you will need to add hyperlinks which connect your individual web pages. You can add hyperlinks to your web page using the A element. The text you want to display as the hyperlink goes between the opening and closing hyperlink tags. The A element has an attribute, href, which is the location or link to. The location of a local page is just the file path for that page. Using hyperlinks. Assuming you have a website that includes the second page with the file name houses.html, you could create a link to that page like this. So this first part is the A tag wraps the text that you want to turn into a clickable link. A is short for anchor, so this is called an anchor tag. Part 2 of it, spanning from here to here, starting with the href attribute, which is short for hypertext reference, determines where your link should go to. In this case, it's going to send our user to houses.html. That's the link target. And then this part over here, part 3, is the closing tag that ends our link. Right? So the open tag, and you don't put the end open until over here, and then your closing part of that tag. And then right here you have your link text. This is what appears on the screen. That's the hyperlink text. So when they click on houses, that's what the hyperlink is going to say. It's going to take them to your page that you created in your file space, houses.html. Let's head over to code.org and get started here. So our new code is the anchor tag. Let's jump in. Bubble 2. Making a multi-page site. A website should include more than one web page, and they should connect to each other. Here's an example of a project with multiple pages that are connected by hyperlinks. And the hyperlinks are the blue underlined words that take you to another page when you click on them. So each of these, home, fun facts, why do we need them, and bite remedies, those are all individual hyperlinks here. Do this, it says. Use the inspector tool to see the code that creates the hyperlinks on top of index.html. So we're in our index.html file. We've got a facts.html. We've got a need.html, a remedies.html. These are all web pages on the website. So if I go home, it leaves me here. If I click fun facts, it's going to take me to that facts.html. If I click why do we need them, it takes me to need.html. And if I click on bite remedies, it takes me to remedies.html. All right, so let's turn the inspector on. I'm going to hover over home, and you can see, there on line 9, which is highlighted right now, you have the anchor tag that is linking to the index.html page. If I hover over fun facts, you can see the anchor tag that's linking to the facts.html page. If I hover over why do we need them, we see the anchor tag for need.html. And finally, for the byte remedies, we see this linking to the remedies.html page. And when I click on these, it takes me to those individual pages or web pages on their larger website. All right. So just to go over this again, so when I click home, turn my inspector tool back on, let's take a look at this code. So I'm starting my anchor tag, space, href equals, and in quotation marks, index.html. That's the same name as this file over here. And then you end that beginning anchor tag. And then home is what I want it to say on the screen. And then the end anchor tag there. So this href equals, or href gets, in quotation marks, index.html is within that open anchor tag. In between those tags is what I want to have on the screen that my user can click on, and then the end anchor tag at the end of it. All right, so let's finish. Let's move over to bubble 3. Adding links. This page is almost working, but one of the pages is not linked. Do this. Look at the working links and see how they work. All right, so looks like, okay, Golden Gate Bridge is a link. That takes me to a Golden Gate Bridge page. And if I turn my inspector on, I can see my go back link on line 9 there. I can see, turn the inspector back on. Golden Gate Bridge on line 9, there's the anchor tag for that. London Tower Bridge, line 11. Golden Bridge, line 13. So I can see how these pages are linked to my main page. And it's helpful. I like that they've included this go back button to take me back home, because they don't have the links for every page to navigate around to. And this main page is just bridges with the 3 links to the 3 different bridges. I can look at that bridge, learn a little bit about it, go back. London Tower Bridge, read about it, look at it, go back. Golden Bridge, read about it, look at it. Whoa, that looks wild. And then go back. So let's see, what do I need to do next? Add code that will link from the index page to the Charles Bridge page. All right, so apparently there's a Charles Bridge page. There's a Charles Bridge picture and a Charles Bridge page. All right, but it's not linked yet. So if I go back to my index.html, which is my main page, I'm going to make space down here, put my cursor at the end of line 13, hit enter down 1 time, and then I'm going to start an anchor tag to link to the, goodness, what was it called? The Charles Bridge page. So let's open that, space, href, and then I can click href here, click charlesbridge.html. That types that out for me. And then I'm going to close that. And then I'm going to type Charles Bridge. That's what I want to appear on the screen. And then I'm going to close this anchor tag. Oh, but look, it's on the same line as the Golden Bridge. So what I want to do is I can add a space in between those by putting in a paragraph tag. But then there's that. Now I remember us doing a prior lesson where we learned how to put a space in without putting a gap between things. How did we do that? I'll come back just a second and I'll show you how. Okay, I think I learned a better way to do it, and it's just to put a break here. There we go. So the break tag is what you want there to get those on different lines. And that's just the less than symbol, BR, greater than symbol, to put a line break there to get those on different lines. That's helpful. I'm glad I relearned that. I guess that was in a challenge from another lesson that we did earlier. But it's helpful to relearn that. Oh, and you know what? I could have gone ahead and looked above here to see these line breaks that were already there, but here we are. Okay, it pays to pay attention, doesn't it, guys? Okay, naming links. Just like images and files, links should have clear names that help someone understand what page they are linked to. Do this. Whoop. Okay, I'm not sure why there's so much blank space there, but there, we'll leave it at that. Read the code or click on the links to see where they go. Okay. Let's see, we've got a learn more link here under the roses. Okay, cool. And it's got more information about roses there. I can click back to home. Daisy.html. To a daisies page, and then please click on my link to learn more about sunflowers because you for sure will not regret it. That's a pretty sunflowers picture. I don't regret it. All right. So if I turn my inspector tool on, I can see how they made those links. And got them within those paragraph tags. Pretty cool. All right. It says change the names of the links to make it clear where they will take you. So on learn more, this link right here, I'm on from line 11 here. I'm going to say learn more about roses here. And then what's the next link? Daisies. So instead of just being like a copy paste of the HTML file name, I'm going to say learn more about daisies here. And then let's see, for the sunflower link, where is that? I'll leave that one the same because it tells you click on my link to learn more about sunflowers. That makes sense to me with what is happening there. So it's very clear where that's going to take me. So let's finish. Naming new pages. You'll need to follow the same rules for naming HTML pages that you did for naming images. This page has some problems caused by poorly named HTML files. Okay, do this. Click on the links in index.html. So Scotcheroo's recipe goes nowhere. How to juggle goes nowhere. Fun facts about candy takes us to the top facts about candy page. So that link is working. So we know that the Scotcheroo's recipe and how to juggle links are broken. Change the file names and link href attributes so that they follow good naming conventions. Okay, we can do that. So what is c.html? This is the top facts about candy page. So let's fix that. So we're going to rename. I'm just going to call it candy.html. And so that means that that link will now be broken. So down in the code on index.html, I need to find c.html line 8 and change that to candy.html to make sure that it still works, and it does. Oh, back to home is broken as well. I didn't realize that. So over on candy.html, let's fix back to home. What's wrong with it? Index.html. Oh, it's working. Never mind. That was weird. Candy. Back to home. Fun facts about candy. Back to home. Okay. Weird. Why wasn't that working a second ago? Okay, so back on the index page. Let's fix this naming convention. Rename. I'm just going to call this Scotcheroos. Enter. So now there's that page. And then let's fix this. Just take out how to make. And then this should work. Yep. But there's no link back to home. So let's go to the candy.html page. And we'll grab this link by highlighting it, Control C. Let's go back to the scotcheroos.html and into the body, making a blank line 6, Control V. Now we have a back to home link on our Scotcheroos recipe. And on fun facts about candy, how to juggle is broken. So on the index page, here's how to juggle. Let's call this one, let's rename it Juggle. And then right here on line 7, we need to change this to Juggle. And now this should work. And it already has a back to home on it. And everything's working. Perfect. Let's finish and continue. On to bubble 6 here, the navigation bar. Most websites use navigation bars to help you find your way around a site. They should be the same on every page. Do this. Whoop. Again, with these big gaps on this one. I don't like it. All right, look over the navigation bar on index.html. Unicycle, bicycle, tricycle. Add the same navigation bar to the other 3 pages. So all we have to do here is copy, Control C, after highlighting lines 6 through 8, and put it on each of these pages. So let's make sure it's in the same place on all of them. So on our index page, it's here. I'm going to put it at the top of each of these other pages. Control V. There it is up there. And for tricycle, there it is. And for unicycle, we'll do the same thing. Control V. Cool. So now I can get to all the pages from any of the pages. Except I can't go back to the index page, but that's not what it asked us to do. So I'm going to say we're good to go. All right, bubble 7, adding new pages. To make your multi-page website, you'll need to add multiple pages to your project. To practice, let's split the content on the sample page into 2 pages and link them together. All right. We're going to split the content on the sample page into 2 pages. All right. We can probably do that. So first, we're going to add a new HTML file by clicking Add HTML right here. And the new file will appear in the files list on the left side of your workspace. There's my new .html file that we just created. Rename the file either by right-clicking it and choosing rename, or by clicking on it when it's already highlighted. Make sure the name is unique, descriptive, and ends in .html. So for this one, let's go to the index page and decide what we're going to move over. Let's call it hair tips. Rename hair tips. There we go. And then this is just going to always be in alphabetical order, so it doesn't matter what order you created them in. H comes before I. So back on the index page, we've renamed the file with a unique name and it's descriptive. Use HTML to fill out your new page. You can use content from the main page. So what I'm going to do is find where tips for curly hair begins in here, and it's on line 20. So what I'm going to do is copy everything below that within the body tags. So all the way down to line 43, making sure that I'm not also getting the body or HTML tag in that. So Control C, and now I'm bravely going to backspace, and I'm going to head over to my hair tips page, and I'm going to put my cursor on line 7 because all of the code for my HTML file needs to be within those body tags, and I'm going to Control V. And then to make sure that this page is also linked to my style sheet, I'm going to go back to my index page. Here's my link to the style sheet. Control C, back to hair tips, and on line 4, Control V. So now this has, and then this has the style that I want it to have. So it looks the same formatting as my main page. And then it wants me to link to my new page and link back to the index page from the new page. So from my index page, I'm going to, at the top, create that anchor tag, href. We're linking to, we're linking to the hair tips.html. Close that out. Let's say hair tips, and then there we go. So there's my link to the hair tips page, but now I need a link back to the main page. So I'm going to put my cursor at the end of line 6 and create an anchor tag for index.html. Close that part, home, close it. So now I can go between these two pages. Awesome. All right, so let's finish. And we've got 2 challenges to complete, so let's go ahead and dive into these. Let's start with A, external links. Link to other people's pages on the World Wide Web. All right, linking external pages. You can also make links that lead to other websites like Google using the anchor tag. Do this. Look at the code that links to Google and see how it works. So let's turn our inspector tool on. Let's highlight that Google tag. So that's linking to an external website. Obviously, you all are familiar with Google. And we have an anchor tag within this paragraph. And it's just ahref equals https://www.google.com/ and that's all in quotation marks, and then you close that beginning anchor tag and then Google and end anchor tag. Okay, so link your favorite websites and tell us why you like them. I'm going to link one to save you some time, but I'd like you to link several. So I'm going to make a paragraph or a new h3 tag here, and I'm going to call this header, let's see, where to find HTML color options. And I'm going to turn my inspector tool off because that's annoying me. All right, and then I'm going to create a paragraph tag here, and I'm going to say, here is a great site where you can find lots of colors for making your HTML and or CSS websites. I'm going to say, here is the link. Well, first, let's put in our anchor tag. Let's make sure things are working down here, right? Yep. href. And then I'm going to open up a new tab, HTML color names. Go to that first link. Here's my link. I'm going to Control C. Equals, in quotation marks, Control V. And then close that out. And then in this text, I'm going to say W3 schools HTML color names. End that anchor tag, and then I'm going to also space and end paragraph tag. So now I've got that link that will take us to HTML color names in a new tab. Very cool. All right, let's finish. And last thing, our last challenge is images as links. Turn your images into links. This is going to be helpful, and I know a lot of students last year in this class utilized this. So I'm sure a lot of you will want to utilize this year, turning pictures into web links. You have learned that the text you type between the anchor and end anchor tags is what the visitors to your page will see and click on when using links. You can actually add other tags and content, such as images, to this space in your code as well. Do this. Let's make sure we've got some room to work. Look at the code that makes the first two images on the index.html page into links. So inspector on, here's the first image. So we've got the image tag. We've got the class, as we've seen in prior lessons, top image. The source equals angelfalls.jpeg. That's our picture. Alt, and then that's what it would say if you can't see that picture. But at the beginning of that, we have started our anchor tag and ended the anchor tag after the image tag. So this image tag exists inside of the anchor tag, creating that link. That's kind of cool. So let's look at this next one. Is it made the same way? Yes. So the anchor tag, creating the link, starts here, ends right here, and the image tag is inside of it. Okay, cool. So we can do that for these other two. So here's where the image tag is for Kunfafang Falls. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But that's already a link, right? Hold on. So that goes there, back to main page. That one's working, back to main page. But this one doesn't work. So why doesn't that one work? On, back to the main page, on again. Oh, okay. So I see. So this is the line 15 one. This is Victoria Falls. this one is Niagara Falls. So let's fix Victoria Falls. Where's the HTML? Victoria Falls.html. So let's fix that. So I'm going to start an anchor tag. href equals, whoops, not plus, equals. And within those quotation marks, Victoria Falls.html. And then let's see. Let's close that part, put a space there. And then we need to end that anchor tag. Let's make sure that works now. Yep, that takes us to Victoria Falls. So now let's do our last one, line 18. So begin anchor tag, space, href equals, and this time we're going to Niagara Falls.html. End that opening, space, cursor at the end, space, and that anchor tag. That one's working. This one's working. This one's working. They're all working now. Yay. Cool. That's fun. And it works. Awesome. So that's it for this lesson. If I click finish there, takes me back here. Both of these are green now. I'm happy. I've done everything. I hope you enjoyed this lesson as much as I did. See you guys.